So I want to hear about some mistakes. So, where did you, when you first started SuperOrdinary, where did you kind of misread the tea leaves, right? Were there any areas where you're like, ooh, I thought that was going to be a gret idea and, just wasn't there?
I mean, there were so many mistakes. I think my first real mistake was having I would say a view of how to build a business in a local market when I had no local experience, and being arrogant enough to think that you know what to do, rather than sit down and just listen and listen and listen. Because I think when you're working with different cultures, and I should know better because I've lived all my life overseas, from Thailand to Singapore to Hong Kong to Paris, and I feel like I've really had a life learning of how to work with foreign people and understand the culture. But China is very different, and it's the hardest market that I've ever had to tackle personally, on many fronts. But I feel that it's all about getting respect from your colleagues, your employees, your partners, your brands, and getting that respect so they trust you. Because at the end of the day, money is not what motivates most people over there, in my view. I feel like they trust you because you're driving this ship, you're leading them into the abyss, and they want to believe that you're the guy they're going to bet on. And I think that was the one of the things that I learned, was really spending time with my employees, my partners, and just convincing them that, hey, I'm the horse that you need to back, and we're going to do this together. In the beginning, it was hard because I didn't speak the local language, and I've got no, I'm not embarrassed by it, because I think it's very important to be transparent. But what I was willing to do was put in the hours to really work with them. So in the beginning, I think it was hard to get the team culture to gel, and that caused problems, because how do you get people to work late for you if they don't feel like they're part of the team? So I almost had to do a reboot after 6 months, and the way I did that was just really making sure that, from the get-go, that everyone joined the company was very much aligned with the overall view. So, we have close to 300 people in the company now, and, we've grown to probably 400 or 500 at the end of this year. And it's trying to get that culture to be very strong is very important. So that was one, definitely a learning point. I think the second point was, believing that you know better about what brands to bring into the market than other people. Just because you think that the brand's strong in one market, to believe that it will do well in China is the wrong approach. And, I wish we had, companies like Tribe Dynamics over there, so who could really help us understand, what the acceptance is for certain brands. And it's not easy. So, there was so we installed like a process and a framework to analyze brands now, so that, we test brands on every level, working with KOLs, our influencers, the sub-distributors, platforms, as everyone in our office gets to look at it and touch it and give us feedback. So gathering that level of data, even at the granular point, has really become a way for us to learn, rather than, Julian saying, hey, we really should try Connor and Julian's baby face oil and and sell it because they think it's good, So it's really, that's been another learning.